Once upon a time, in the village of Nneamaka, there was a wicked landlord named Chief Obins. He owned most of the houses in the village, but he was known for his cruelty and greed. His tenants lived in old, broken homes with leaking roofs and cracked walls, yet he refused to make any repairs. Each month, he raised the rent, threatening to throw out anyone who couldn't pay. The people of Nneamaka were afraid of Chief Obins. He was powerful and had influence over the local leaders. No one dared to stand up to him even though their homes were falling apart. One day, a young widow named Edora moved into Nneamaka with her little son, Chinedu. She found a small house by the river, but it was in terrible condition. The roof had holes, and the windows were broken. During the rainy season, water poured into the house, and at night, the wind howled through the cracks in the walls. Adora's son fell sick from the cold and damp air, and Edora herself grew weaker by the day. She went to Chief Obins, begging him to fix the house. "Please, I have a child. We are cold and sick. The house is falling apart." Chief Obins only laughed. "If you don't like it, leave. But if you stay, expect the rent to go up next month. I don't care about your complaints." Edora returned to her broken home, heartbroken and unsure of what to do. But the other tenants, who had been suffering silently for years, began to gather around her. They shared their stories of leaking roofs, rotting floors, and the cruelty of Chief Obins. Together, they decided it was time to seek help. In the neighboring town of Oboduku lived a young lawyer named Ikechukwu. He had gained a reputation for standing up for the poor and oppressed. When Edora and a few other tenants came to him with their problems, Ikechukwu was outraged by what he heard. He promised to take up their case and fight for justice. Ikechukwu traveled to Nneamaka and saw the terrible conditions the tenants were living in. He took photographs of the broken homes and gathered testimonies from each tenant. With this evidence, he filed a lawsuit against Chief Obins, demanding that the landlord repair the houses and stop raising the rent unfairly. The day of the trial arrived, and the entire village gathered at the courthouse. Chief Obins arrived, confident that no one could beat him. He had bribed officials and bullied tenants for years, and he thought this case would be no different. But Ikechukwu was prepared. He presented the judge with overwhelming evidence, photos of the broken homes, letters from tenants asking for repairs, and proof that Chief Obins had been raising rent illegally. Edora and other tenants stood before the court and told their stories of suffering, making it clear how badly they had been treated. Chief Obins tried to defend himself, saying that the tenants were lazy and ungrateful. But the judge was not swayed. After hearing Ikechukwu's arguments, the judge ruled in favor of the tenants. Chief Obins was ordered to repair all the homes immediately, and if he didn't, he would lose his properties.